Okay, so Gemini Man, did you see it? I did. One sentence summary. When Will Smith wants to retire from assassinating, Clive Owen sends Will Smith's clone to kill the other Will Smith. Or, breaking my own rule here, but imagine if Jango Fett didn't know that Boba Fett was his clone, and someone said, I don't know, the Emperor, sent Boba Fett to kill Jango Fett. Ah, isn't that just like better than any Star Wars that's come out in the last 20 years? That's right, I said it. Anyways, could you beat the villain? So Junior is, I think he was 23, and he's a clone of the best assassin the US government have ever had. Could I beat him? Yeah, easy peasy. More dangerously, could I beat like a younger, in his prime version of me? I mean, obviously I'm in my prime now, but you know, a younger version of me, I could also beat, and I should do it the same way that Will Smith should have beaten his clone. Right? Don't get involved in the fisticuffs. You shoot him in the kneecaps from a distance, and then you can have a nice talk. There you go. How do you improve the film? So Will Smith is a little paranoid, and he has an alarm system at his ranch. You know, that classic ranch that all like dudes in action films live on. One of those. Or hut, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, so he has an alarm system that tells him when people are approaching, and he even tells kind of Mary Elizabeth Winstead that he has a hard time trusting people. But that's odd because he tells her that after he tells her he's deadly allergic to bees, and then before he tells her that he's like afraid of drowning. If I had a kryptonite, which I don't, I wouldn't go around telling people. This film is all about nature over nurture, but in reality it's about 50-50. But Clive Owen raised Junior, aka Will Smith clone, with a father figure, but I think no mother figure, whereas Will Smith Prime had a mother who was a bit slappy apparently, but no father. Yet they've kind of turned out exactly the same. Like they're both like puzzles, and they're both haunted by their dreams. Even though Will Smith's dreams appeared to be of the wars he was in, and you know, the clone wasn't in those wars because he's lived a different life. Anyway, there was also a weird bit where Will Smith catches his first sight of the guy who's trying to kill him, and it's like he looks an awful lot like me. And then they have a bit of a chat later. And Will Smith's all like, hey, did they show you a picture of my face? And then the clone is all like, yeah, you looked old. So like, odd. And then later in the, you know, we've got the exact same face, but, you know, strange. And then later in the film, Clive Owen is like, oh, did you get a look at that guy's face? And the clone's all like, nah, he was too far away. So like, did they send the clone to go and kill someone without saying, it's this guy, this is the guy you want to kill? Ignore the fact that he's got the same face as you. Anyway, within the first 15 minutes of this film, there were 2 adverts for Budweiser, and the advertisement for Coca-Cola and Budweiser continued throughout the film. It was very in your face. Why didn't Clive Owen, who I keep wanting to call Clive Dunn, why didn't he make an army of Will Smiths? Like, what has he been doing for the last 2 decades and a bit? Nothing, apparently. And then at the end, the dude, the CIA or whatever it is, DIA, whatever, he's all like, yeah, Will Smith, we checked, don't worry, there are no more clones. I'm like, bullshit, mate. Like, you've been lying to Will Smith. You knew that people were trying to kill him, and you didn't bother warning him. And like, I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone involved in this. If they were tracking Will Smith due to the implant that he had in his arm that apparently he didn't know about, why weren't they tracking him all the time? And Will Smith is supposed to be paranoid, but he's sitting there with his back to like a cityscape, and there's hundreds of buildings behind him, and the back of his head, like a half decent sniper could have killed him several times, is what I'm saying. Anyway, Benedict Wong believes his house is secure, but like your friend has just called you because the US government's tried to kill him, so you've given him refuge. You'd think, oh, well, no one's going to come and look here because I live in Colombia, so that's safe, apparently. But you'd think he'd at least like close the windows or something. There was some dodgy CGI in this film and dodgy green screen, and the CGI extended to when the two Will Smiths were fighting. They looked like they were kind of fakes, motion capture or whatever, which, you know, is fair enough. You haven't got two Will Smiths, so you've got to fake it somehow. But, like, the people looked all rubbery and stuff. I might as well have been watching Attack of the Clones, but not the good version that I described earlier, just the actual version. How did Junior get into college without a birth certificate or passport or anything like that? And furthermore, you see him going to different countries and stuff. How's he getting to different countries without a passport? And like, I don't know, maybe he's flying everywhere on private jets owned by Gemini, but it's never explained. So what's going on? Who was that cartoonishly Russian man that seemed to know everything about Will Smith? That was never explained. Will Smith was just like, hey, who are you? He's like, ha ha ha, I am a big fan. And then that was it, he was gone. So that was odd. Also, how come everyone seems to know about this evil project to clone Will Smith and no one's bothered telling Will Smith? Like, a couple of the people in this film were supposed to be his friends from back in the day, but like, no one mentioned it. Or like, not even just any of the random people in the government department he works in. Like, you know what? It's so weird. Like, I swear, I was on a mission the other week and like you were there, but you were approximately half the age that you are now. And Will Smith's all like, that's crazy. A lot of people are saying that. Anyway. If it needs to be stopped so bad, why not just send a missile? We are sending a missile. You. That was a terrible accent, but you get the point. Like, Will Smith is not a missile. He's just a man. If you actually really need to blow up this facility, actually send a missile. That's what I'm saying. Will Smith is supposed to be the best of what he does, as we mentioned, and Junior is his younger, better, faster clone. How come Clive Owen pretty much beats the crap out of the clone in their fisty fight? You could say that, like, oh, that's his father figure, maybe he didn't want to, you know, fight back, but he got his ass whooped. Anyway. I have the results of your DNA test done in 2 weeks. We need it done in 2 hours. Okay then. Well, no, that's not how it works. I'm sure it wasn't a question of money. I think it just takes that long to do the tests. But there you go. Clive Owen is every time I want to say Clive Dunn. Clive Owen is really concerned, it would appear, about like, oh, the state of the US troops and let's not waste any more bloody American lives. The last clone that you see in the film, although as I've suspected, probably not the last one they made of Will Smith, is wearing some body armor that, like, you know, he gets shot in the helmet, he gets a shotgun blast to the chest, and I'm sure there was some genetic tweaking to make him feel no pain. But like, the armor withstood being shot and set on fire, so like, why not just give the US Army, the regular infantry guys, armor like that, and not, you know, have to deal with the whole questionable issue of cloning people without their knowledge. Anyway. It's not really an important issue, but Will Smith's friend who kind of, oh man, I'm glad you're alive, and Will Smith's like, shut the hell up, man, I know you know people just tried to kill me. He's like, yeah, I did know. He was in, I think, his son's school, like the principal's office, and the principal was like, oh, you wouldn't do that at home, would you? So what was he doing in the science class to bring that up? That was odd. Anyway. The shaky cam in the dark, you know, it makes sense when you're covering up the fact that Will Smith is fighting a CGI Will Smith, and potentially they're both CGI. But it doesn't really make much sense when two real people are fighting. So, like, why are you trying to make it hard for me to see what's going on? There was a pretty good attempt at a long take in this, or a couple of attempts, but those things are more impressive when, you know, the characters aren't CGI and the background isn't CGI, because it's supposed to be like real and magical and stuff. But there you go. I'm pretty sure that Benedict Wong and Will Smith's other army buddy who died both had the same like tattoo on their wrist there, but I didn't see that Will Smith had it, or Clive Owen, who also worked with him back in the day. But maybe I just missed that. What was that with the weird fisheye lens? The bit in the train tracks, that was very strange, and it never happened again. There you Rating out of 5 beers, 3. I did like Will Smith getting beat up with a motorbike. That was pretty cool. There was some pretty interesting stuff in this film. But Darren and I saw the trailer for this the other day, and we pieced together exactly what was going to happen. And in the trailer I saw a couple of weeks ago, there was like advertising for Budweiser, and that was pretty strong in this film as well. So yeah, apart from that, it was alright.